the departure of Nigel Hayes-Davis from the EuroLeague to the NBA. He's coming back there after 7 years of playing in Europe. And I just wanted to hear your first reactions. Are you happy about this move? Are you sad about this move? How do you feel?
I was surprised because although there were rumors that there was an information that Fenerbahce is ready for his and Tariq Berovic's departure that was said by the GM, I heard that recently the whole why was that Nigel might stay. He could stay. One of those reasons was the crazy extension offer he received from Fenerbahce. And I heard that Nigel Hayes-Davis going to the NBA is basically leaving on the table over 6 million euros or something. If he was about to sign that extension, he was about to earn a lot of money. And now he's going to Phoenix to play on this NBA vets minimum. So it should be around $2 million, I guess, or something.
Before taxes.
So, I mean, that's the surprising part. But at the same time, when he won the EuroLeague, and we all know Nigel, he was desperate to go back to the NBA for years already.
Would you say desperate, though? Was he desperate, or was that his ultimate goal? Because that's how I felt about the way he spoke about the NBA.
He had this big NBA dream to prove NBA people that they were wrong, ruling him out, that he spent those 7 years for a reason, and he deserves another shot. And I think that when he won the EuroLeague, when he became the Final Four MVP, when he made back-to-back all EuroLeague teams, when he was one of the best, if not the best, all-around player in the EuroLeague, he proved that he achieved everything in the EuroLeague. And now it's about, checking marks on his notes with the NBA notes open. So I'm super glad for Nigel. He's a unique person, great player, and hey, I will support him a lot achieving that NBA dream.
I'm also very happy about him going to the NBA finally, not on these 10-day contracts that he had back in 2018, playing in the G League a little bit, then also having a few games for these different teams, and never really materializing, evolving into anything concrete, anything serious. We know the whole story. Just a reminder to you guys, if you forgot, he came to Europe after being undrafted in 2017, went to Galatasaray, played the season there, and of course our great Lithuanian coaching staff of Žalgiris at that time, with Šaras at the head of the table, found him. The scouts found him. They saw the potential. He was a budget-friendly pick for Žalgiris at the time. He comes to Žalgiris in 2 years, establishes himself as a good solid EuroLeague player, then goes to Barcelona. Šaras is there too. They kind of fall out, some personal disagreements here and there. He goes to Fener, becomes the leader of that team with the Tudis there. And then the next summer, I think he went, actually in that season, he broke the scoring record of the EuroLeague. He goes then to the Team USA selection team and spends the time with all these NBA superstars. Great experience, great time there. Then comes back to Europe again to play this season, and with Šaras reunites from whatever, was it January or it was before, actually, the year before they reunited. But this season they actually win the EuroLeague together. He wins the EuroLeague Final Four MVP. And my natural question is, seeing how much Šaras has been a part of this journey, when is he going to become the Phoenix Suns head coach? Because that's the pattern, man. That's the pattern. Okay. Nigel goes somewhere, Šaras shows up, and then they win.
Okay, that's the pattern I would like to see, actually. And who knows? I mean, maybe next year or 2 years after, Šaras might get an NBA shot.
It's not completely unrealistic, let's say. Šaras has had NBA interest. So if he ever comes to NBA and then somehow it happens so that they are together again, that'd be coincidence or whatever. But
I could see Nigel doing these crazy and wild celebrations with Šaras at the press conference and a lot of.
And
stuff.
I just want to say, from the perspective of Nigel Hayes Davis, when looking at his future in the NBA, obviously it's just a 1-year deal. He's coming in to the Phoenix Suns. They just departed with Kevin Durant, which will change that team in a lot of ways. Of course, it was a couple of players focused team. Now they'll have to pull together a little bit more. And what I like about Nigel going there now is he's a veteran in his mind. He has probably increased his understanding of basketball to a level that you probably can't even do in the NBA, because the details that Sharas likes to go into, even Etudis in that shorter period of time he spent with him, you don't get that in the NBA. It's more, the regular season games are usually, you don't have that much scouting. You don't put in so much analysis. I think he's gonna come in with that veteran experience, but at the same time still in his athletic prime, knowing what his strengths are, and in terms of tools, he has all the tools to be successful in the NBA. His size is good. He's 2 meters, 3 centimeters tall. He's a good defender, which is very important in the NBA. We know the stories of, let's say, Sasha Vezenkov, the MVP of the EuroLeague, going to the NBA, and because of his defense, not getting enough minutes. With Nigel, you cannot even raise that question. We've been talking about him as one of the best, if not the best defender in the EuroLeague on both perimeter, and he can still guard in the post. So he's basically 1 through 5. Those athletic wings that you're looking for in the NBA, this is exactly the player profile of Nigel Hayes Davis. Plus, he is a 3-level scorer. He can score. He can create his own shot. He can score from the mid-range, from the post, from the three-pointer spot up, or even creating the shot from the three-pointer. So I'm very positive about his, let's say, perspectives in the future. I'm not sure of the fit with the Phoenix Suns, how that will look. We'll see how that pans out. But in terms of what he can do personally, I'm very positive about. And it's just a matter of proving the coach, the teammates, that you can be a valuable guy on this team. Because let's be fair, all these overseas accolades, as they would see it overseas, they're not holding that much weight when you come into the NBA. Yeah, you were
it's a
an
new
MVP.
chapter. It's a new story.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But when I'm looking at Suns depth chart, I like what I see for Nigel. I mean, in his position, we have only Dylan Brooks and maybe Royce O'Neal, right?
Yep.
And of course, there are a few signings away. The free agency just starts. But if they're not picking up any major star players, I mean, Nigel is in a position to prove himself, and I could see him being as successful as Yabusele was for Philadelphia, averaging 11 points, 6 rebounds, playing a lot of minutes, almost 27 minutes per game. Now he's a free agent and also seeking for a bigger paycheck because he deserved that. So Nigel has all the tools. He's still young. He turns 30, I guess. He takes care of his body so well that he can play another 10 years. So why not?
And the thing is, what I think is also important for a guy coming out of Europe to the NBA, he's not gonna need touches as much as he would need touches with the, let's say, American background or coming from college or wherever, where if you're the leader of the team, you expect to get a certain amount of shots. In Europe, especially under Shara system, you play for the best look you can get. Okay, now it's been a bit more loose, let's say a bit more liberal in the offensive schemes lately with Charas, but in general, he knows he knows how to play in a system where he won't necessarily get the ball all the time. Now he had that role of having the ball a bit more in the last few seasons with Fener, but let's remember Barcelona times, let's remember Žalgiris times. It wouldn't be that Nigel Hayes Davis would have a lot of one-on-one ISO play. He would be a spot-up guy. He would be in the post, So I think he just has he checks all the boxes to be successful. But of course, Donatas, we're unfortunately not NBA reporters. We are EuroLeague reporters or EuroLeague content creators, and this means that we're losing a very special player, number one, and a special personality, which is a bit more important to me because I really like guys who add to the game outside of the court. And I feel like Nigel was doing that with even responding to some of these...
he was our fan. Or I would say hater, maybe. He was watching us for sure.
Yeah, between love and hate, there's a tiny line. So I'm not sure myself, but obviously it's not nice to lose a great player. But and I also, how I feel about this. I feel like this is one of those situations where we are actually seeing him go and go kind of forever. Like, bye, Nigel. I don't see him coming back just because I'm probably expecting a lot from him in the NBA. It might not pan out. He might come back, but in my mind, it's more likely that he won't come back. I don't know.
Hopefully, I wish him to stay there forever. But the thing is that he is going there on a minimum contract. We know how respected those minimum contract players in the NBA are. What if Phoenix does some move? What if he's changing the team and he's not landing in a good situation? It's a risky situation. For sure, he took risks, but I mean, I don't think that he has anything to lose. Okay, he left a lot of money on the table, but I think that even if he returns, he will be in a position to choose from a lot of good situations, a lot of money. We can see money increasing in Europe by like crazy margins. So, I mean, I could see him returning because it's a big bet, it's a big risk, but hopefully it's not in Nigel's case. But it's clear about Nigel. We're all happy. We're all supportive. That's a cool thing for him that happened. But man, what about the champions? They're losing freaking Nigel Hayes-Davis next to Marko Guduric. Eric McCollum also left. And we're talking about 46% of total points scored per game last EuroLeague season. If Tarik Biberovic follows Nigel Hayes-Davis, then the conversation would go around 59% of team points just being gone. 4 of 5 top scorers leaving. Okay, with Tariq, it's too early. Although it was also anticipated that he will move to the NBA, it's still very uncertain. But now we're already talking about the 3 most efficient players of Fenerbahce leaving the team. And it's not the common thing for a championship team and a EuroLeague powerhouse. Paris basketball, nobody's surprised. All those guys, they cannot afford them. All those guys deserve some crazy paychecks, and that's fine. But with Fener, I mean, that's unusual, and we're talking about a dry market as well. It's not an easy thing to replace guys like Nigel Hayes-Davis or even Marko Guduric. So I'm really intrigued to see what Fener will do now.
But it's one of those things you would think that they had to anticipate coming into this free agency. So hopefully they had some contacts being made early and they have something in mind. I see on our EuroLeague transfer market page that they've signed Jantunen, sort of a replacement in the forward position, but obviously unproven to this point. He had one solid season with Paris in the EuroLeague, good seasons in the Euro Cup. But in terms of replacements for those big names, you also have to remember Scotty Wilbekin will be back. You didn't have him the whole season. If we're talking about the points, percentages, all these things, I guess he will fill in for some of those. You would expect Wade Baldwin to have a better season than he did this season. You would expect probably some other...
Maybe Bonzi Colson.
Bonzi Colson to step up as well. Yeah. The question is, who's any big signing that they'll make now? Because so far they lost 3 guys, quite big ones, and might lose another one. And are they able to sign anyone big? I see Vasilija Micic in the interested list, but I'm not sure how realistic that is because I have no info. Maybe.
It is realistic. But we have to talk about the replacements for Nigel, for instance. And I'm now watching the best remaining free agents in a forward or center position, and it doesn't look good. I mean, from forwards, we basically have only Will Clyburn, and basically that's it. So
that's from the EuroLeague player pool, right?
Yeah. And some guys under contracts might switch teams, and my educated guess would be that they will pull off a very unexpected EuroLeague deal, bringing a star player. But I would say
from another team with a guaranteed contract.
But that would be unexpected given his contract situation. or it has to be outside Europe thing, NBA move or something.
That's what I'm gonna wait until the free agency dies down a bit, when all the big names have, or let's say teams have created their sort of projected rosters for the season, and then see who's left out. Who didn't sign. I feel like there are always some names. So I would bet, and this is uneducated bet, but I would bet on an NBA name coming in to replace some of these names we mentioned before.
But speaking of Euro to NBA moves, who do you think is the next EuroLeague player to move to the NBA?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for this question. Obviously, without Tariq Biberovic, because that's a bit obvious, right?
Yeah.
I mean, gotta be a good defender, and usually,
Isaiah Cordinia.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
a good defender.
Yeah, he is a good defender.
He had a promising Paris Olympics experience. He always was on the radar of the NBA teams, and I'm hearing that it is a very high chance that he will end up signing in the NBA, because that's also one of the reasons why he's not committing to anybody in the EuroLeague. So that's a name to follow.
Okay.
Quite an expected name to follow is also Mario Hezonja. He has NBA out in his 5-year contract. He was also on the NBA radar. He has interest over there. So don't be surprised if he moves over there.
But we heard this name, or we heard Hezonja and NBA in this.
It's been circulating since the last season. Yeah, but now I would say it might be more likely than unlikely. So yeah, a lot of interesting Euro NBA moves might still happen.